Hello, my name is Filip Jeremic, and I'm here to talk to you about starting out in comedy, as that is this week's theme. Um, I still feel like I'm starting out in comedy, so I don't really know if I'm a good authority to give tips and pointers. Um, so I guess I can share things I've learned. So I'll give you a brief backstory. I attended a theater school at Ryerson University in Toronto. I realized halfway through, hey, I don't want to be an actor. I want to write and create funny characters. Excuse me, I'm drinking vodka in a mug. And so my friend Alana and I started a sketch comedy duo called British Teeth. But basically, when we really first started, when we graduated from school, I didn't really even know what sketch comedy was or that that's what we were doing. We just loved creating characters and buying costumes. So we had amassed all of these characters and all of these little personas. And so we thought, well, let's rent a theater and put on a show. So that's what we did. It wasn't even a theater. It was like a shitty loft across from a fire station and next to a Hooters. But it was so much fun. And that's what's kind of fun about it is when you are starting out in comedy, it's okay to not know what the rules are or what you're doing or what you're doing is called or if it's, if you're following some kind of a formula. If you think it's funny and if you think other people will find it funny, just do it. So we did a half-hour show. Only our friends and family came because who else did we know? And it was really fun. And the one reason, and it always goes back to this, the reason that I do comedy is because that very day, a friend of mine came to the show who I think she had had an awful week and her boyfriend broke up with her and she was going through a bunch of awful stuff and she was like, you know what, I just want to sit at home and drink wine. I probably can't come to your show. I'm sorry. So I begged her to come. I was like, it's the first real show I'm doing. I don't even know what I'm doing. I would like your support. So reluctantly she comes. And she said to me afterwards, she was like, I just had the best time. And that cheered me up so much and kind of, for a little while there, I forgot about my problems and it made me realize, life isn't that bad. Things can be pretty good sometimes. And that happens a lot when you do comedy. You'll be surprised. You're just doing it to make yourself laugh and to make other people laugh. But for a lot of people, you know, it's more than that. And I've never seen it as that. I've always been like, hey, I'm going to put on this wig and put on a funny voice. And, that's all there is to it. But for other people, there's more to it than that. My doctor once told me, and this, I never even thought of this. My doctor once said to me, she was like, people think that, you know, having a job like mine, like being a doctor and saving lives and, diagnosing people with things and helping them, you know, she was like, people think that that's, a very important job, and it is. And she's like, but it carries with it so much weight and responsibility. She said that for people like us, like the doctors of the world, you are important to us because, we keep everyone sane and healthy. She's like, but, when we're responsible for telling people hey, you have cancer, she said, you keep us sane and healthy by doing what you do. And I never even thought of that. And I was like, oh, that's so nice. Give me some drugs now. And she did. So I don't know. I don't know if I could really share any tips or anything. You kind of, what, Alana and I did when we started British Teeth is we kind of just emailed comedy clubs and places and said, hey, we just finished theater school. We think we're funny. Let us do your show. And it's, you learn through trying things. I live in New York now and I do characters here. There's nothing glamorous about it. I've only been here about a year. I'm wearing white pants right now. It's as glamorous as it gets, really. And so, yeah, I mean, wherever you go, comedy communities are generally they're pretty small and, everyone supports one another and you'll see someone's show and you think, wow, this person's great, and you look up to them, and then, you just keep working and pretty soon you'll be doing a show with that person, and look, if I can give any advice, and it feels so weird doing that because I'm not anybody, but don't be afraid to ask for what you want because people aren't mind readers. and people want to help people. So, say to someone, email someone and say, hey, you've got like a pretty like big and fancy show, but I think I've got something interesting to offer, so could I have like a 5-minute spot on your show? And generally, people aren't going to be like, no, who are you, goodbye. They'll be like, oh, thank you for like reaching out. I'd love to. Also, like, don't say no to anything. First of all, because if you're starting out, like, who the hell do you think you are to say no to anything? But also because saying yes to things is how you make new friends who might be your friends for a really long time. It's how you make connections you may not have thought of. And it's how you meet, other people who maybe you end up performing with many, many times. And you just kind of have to say yes to every experience, because the one thing I can say for sure is there is no worst case scenario. And that's, I think, really important to remember. I mean, look, you can go on stage, you can do, like, I do character comedy. So in my case, I could go and I could do a character that nobody likes and nobody finds funny. But that's as bad as, that's it. Like, it can't get worse than that. That's it. Oh, they didn't like it. Okay. So you go home, you work on it, and tomorrow's a new day, and then next week you do it again, and you've edited it and improved it, and maybe they'll like it more. Like, no one's gonna die. No one's gonna get hurt. You just gotta, keep at it. And, like, sometimes it'll suck, and sometimes it'll be great. But you do it not to, for praise or for punishment. You do it because you want to do it, and you think that you're funny. Obviously you got to think you're funny, otherwise something's wrong. And you think that what makes you laugh is what will make other people laugh. I have 1 minute left. I'm going to promote some shows. So I do live character comedy here in New York, and recently I filmed this little like web thing where I'm a character that goes out and talks to New Yorkers, like a man on the street thing. You'll see what it is when it's done. But right now, the last kind of like big thing I did that is online on my website, filipjeremic.com. That's FILIPJEREMIC.com. Is a web series called She and Her, in which my friend Jilly and I play two lesbians who open a bar and we don't know what we're doing. So watch it and enjoy it, and if you like pugs, you'll love that web series. So thanks, guys. Bye.